What is up, guys? It's your boy Ugly. So today is my actually very first vlog. Today is the 25th of January, which means it is my first day outside since the isolation period. I've been isolated for 10 days, and it's been awful. Like just wanting to go outside, get pictures and everything like that. And you know, it's just now reached the time that I can. So I'm going to bring you with me. Going to go out, get some pictures, I think. Hopefully. And then we'll take it from there. Come along for the journey, and we'll be there. What is up? So I'm all dressed and ready. Do have my camera on me. This is because I'm hoping to get some pictures of the old motor today. It's been a while since I've been out, so just hope to get some nice little photos going on. Haven't driven my car for 10 days, so brakes might be a bit, it's easy. But let's go have a look, see what's happening. Okay, so here she is. Very frosty at the moment. Here's the beast. Little Cooper 300. Let's go ahead and start her up. Ignore the mess. Heating on. And what we'll do. See the little windscreen. So here we are, taking photos. Got my camera here. If you do want to see any automotive photography, you can always head over to my Instagram, which is lou.snaps. As you can tell, it's a bit of a nice little location here. And yeah, we'll take some pictures and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so just managed to get some pretty nice shots at the first location. We're gonna carry on driving around, see what we can find, see what locations we can find. And yeah, first location, pretty good actually. Just in this random little park. Nice little bit for a car to go up on, yeah. Looking good. See you in the next location. Okay, so here we are, the next location, down by the seaside. Got the camera out again. And bloody lovely day actually. Very nice day indeed. Perk living by the sea, I guess. But I'll take these pictures and then I think this is the last location of the day really. And then I'll go get a drink and then we'll go home and edit them. What is up, guys? So we're back. So roughly from that shoot we got about 40 odd shots, but I've had a look through them all and I've got it down to about 20. When I got back home, I did manage to get some of my cat as well, so we'll take a look through them. But this is the first location that we went to. Obviously these are non-edited at the moment, but they actually look all right. Obviously first things first is to bring that exposure. Obviously I'm not going to show you the edit for each individual photo, because obviously that'll be quite a bit boring for you really. So I'm just going to show you like the basics. We'll turn that temp down a little bit, turn the vibrance down. Then what I like to do, I like to turn the saturation up on the blue slightly. But as you can see, turn on the blue, it changes all the shadow, the sky quite a lot. So I only do a little bit just so it makes it more a bit poppy. I don't really like to touch the clarity a lot because it looks a bit fake in my opinion, but I'll turn it up a little bit, dehaze it a little bit. Chuck a bit of noise reduction on there, so if there is a bit of grain, that just gets rid of the grain. Straighten up a little bit, and then to make it friendly for the old Instagram, you need to crop it by the 4:5 aspect ratio. Which if you do that, angle it where you want. So that doesn't look straight to me, even though it's automatically done it. So I feel like that is cap. So you can always do it yourself manually. Which I think about there. That is good. So a big thing about what I like to do, I like to clear up the area quite a bit, just to make sure that it looks nice and clean, so there's nothing obstructing the view really. So in case you are wondering, the setup that I use is the Sony a7 III, and I did use the 50mm prime lens today, which is an f1.8. So you get that nice bokeh effect in the background. A lot of what I like to do obviously that's a bit dark, is use the linear gradient. This adds like a nice dark effect, which you can darken down slightly. Now what I like to do with my shots, I like to turn down the saturation, just so it kind of takes out the effect of like the sky overriding the colour of the blue car, and then that's just what I like to do. Then I darken the bottom and down a little bit more. There we go. Now, as we can see, the green is quite poppy in the corner there. So what we do, we go to our colour mixer, go to the green, and we can either turn the saturation down, or what I like to do, I like to change it to a bit of a, or more of an autumnal colour, and then turn the saturation down a little bit, so it's not as prominent there really. And then what you can do, you can get the radial gradient, and take it over the car itself. Just make sure it's over there. So don't really touch the explosion nor the saturation. But what I like to do is try to get rid of this here, which would be under the highlight. So just turn that down a bit more. And then personally, like honestly, I know it may seem that I've done that quite quickly, but I do edit quite a lot of the photos that I do take myself. So I do kind of know what I'm doing to a certain extent. Obviously, I know that you can use all this point curve, but I don't know it fully to play around with it. So we'll keep that as it is for now, and then we'll move on to another picture. So we won't move on to these two because they are pretty much the exact same shot as this one. It's just a bit further away. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so I do quite like this shot. First thing I'll do straight away is straighten that up and then make it into the old Instagram position. So one thing I've learned is if you do want a nice Instagram photo, you do need to shoot with it in portrait mode. Yeah, I mean you don't have to, but it just fits the screen a lot nicer and you can actually see the full image. So it just sits a lot nicer in my opinion. But obviously, like I say, I'm still very new to the whole thing compared to some people. So other things that I'm doing might be completely different to other people. So I wouldn't take completely what I do and do it yourself, because obviously that's sometimes not the best thing to do. See what I mean with the clarity? If you turn it all the way up, it just looks too sharp, a bit too unnatural. So I do like to turn it up a little bit. I don't really touch the texture because I like it just to look a bit, you know, legit. Absolutely not. Same with the green, so I'll turn it down to like the autumnal colours and then turn the saturation down slightly. Bit of notch reduction on there. Beautiful. And there's a few things to clear up, which is just that one there. And honestly, that's it around there. Now with the linear gradient here, a bit difficult because but we can darken that down slightly, turn the saturation down as well, so you get the nice like grey kind of colour to the sky, and just so it looks a bit darker. And then what we'll do, I mean sometimes what a lot of people do, you can just copy the edit settings, go onto like another picture, paste them, and then you get the same kind of effect going on. But with this photo, I would expose that a little bit more. Put the linear gradient in there. Darken that down. Not too much so it doesn't look unnatural. But you can also play with the contrast as well. And then turn the saturation down. And then that is pretty much that photo complete already. So I won't teach you how to suck eggs. I'm intrigued with these photos because it's very bright, very overexposed, but there is the sea behind. So hopefully, if we can get that popping, it'll be quite nice. Turn the contrast down slightly, shadows up. Whites, turn them down. Blacks down. Go for a bit of a cool shot. Turn the vibrance down. Get the blue. Go up slightly. Clarity. Ooh. Just change this quickly. Now I do actually quite like this photo actually. It is actually quite nice. However, that is very, very bright at the background. So we'll just turn that down slightly. I'll actually keep the saturation off for this one, so we actually have a bit of saturation in it. But then we'll take a radial gradient, chuck that over the old motor. Just turn the highlights up a little bit, exposure a little bit, saturation a little bit more, just so you get more of the blue popping. You can turn the shadows down if you want, or up. It depends what kind of look you're going for. I'm going to go down personally. So it looks a bit meaner, looks a bit more in focus. And yeah, I'd say that photo is done. So what I'll do, I'll copy and paste those settings, and then chuck them onto this one. Which there you go. Straighten it up. So bear in mind, sometimes when you click the auto straighten, it doesn't automatically do it for you all the time. So you do just have to work with it yourself slightly. And we'll turn that down slightly. Take the radial gradient, chuck it over more of the front of the car really. Play with the settings there slightly. And there you go. And these are the car photos. Now going to my cat one. This is Bruce. She's a bit of a funny one, but with the camera lens, it actually turned out all right, I think. The nice bokeh effect. And overall, I think it just came out as a good shot, really. So it needs to be quite exposed for this shot, I feel. Turn the highlights down. Just a bit of black on it, so you want to lighten that a little bit. Now what I want to try is make her eyes a bit more luminous, but I don't really think they're a bit green, to be honest. Don't really know what colour they're there. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that turns the whole body, which is not what you want. Turn the clarity up a little bit. And I think that's actually quite a cool little photo, to be honest. The quality of it, obviously her nose and that, but her eye's a bit gammy actually. I might actually try. Yeah, no, most definitely not. Just a gammy eye. It is what it is, but that kind of adds to her. And you know, let's get old Bruce there. One of these photos. I actually think turned out quite cool as well. She was in the sun for this one, so if anything, I do sometimes click the auto adjust so I can work from that, and see what I need to do from there. If you turn the contrast up a little bit, then the exposure, probably keep that at 0 actually, maybe down a little bit. Turn the shadows down so you can't see the background really. Whites up a little bit, blacks up a little bit, so she's nice and focused there. Make a bit of a cooler, turn the vibrance down, saturation up a little bit. clatter it up a little bit, dehaze it. Then with this one, you could always add a nice bit of a vignette, just so you can get her more in focus in the shot there. Really, I want to get that bird put out, so I'll just do that. Then have a nice photo of a cat. And that is pretty much how I edit my photos. Obviously, there more is to it. Obviously, depending on the shot. The shots today were actually pretty simple, but I'm pretty happy as how they turned out. Obviously, first day out in 10 days, so it was nice to get out and change it up a little bit. But yeah, I think that will wrap up today's vlog. Thank you very much for tuning in and just watching. Rest of the day, I'm probably just gonna chill, have a look through more of the photos, see what I can do different. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been your boy Ugly. You take it easy. See you later.